Huma 30, stress management students, how y'all doing? Deanza boasts that we have over 100 clubs. So get involved, right? And then four-year colleges, that's what they want to see anyway. The more active you are at your community college, four-year colleges think you'll be just as active at their community college as well. So you can look up this information. It's called the ICC. If you go to Deanza's homepage and in the search engine, type in ICC, and all of our clubs are over 100 clubs, specialty clubs, affinity group clubs will pop up, right? Make sure you're taking advantage of all of the support and services that we have here, clubs being one of them. It looks really good on your academic resume. And the other thing is we offer mental health. We also offer tutoring and writing help, right? And that's through our student success. You go through our tutorial services. You could create a profile and then start getting tutoring, especially if you need it in the math or sciences or you need writing help. You will go through the writing center. Today, I'm going to lecture. This is lecture number 13, chapter 13. So we're going to take a deep dive. Again, as always, take notes. You can refer back to your notes. And today's topic is the physiological arousal interventions. All right. So without further ado, let's look at the chapter outline together. So exercising and health, right? The healthy ways to exercise. Principles of exercise. Assessing your cardiorespiratory fitness, starting an exercise program, and choosing an exercise program. Exercise in the elderly. Aerobic and anaerobic exercise has to do with exercise of relatively long duration, right? You're testing your cardiovascular system, right? That does not require more oxygen than can be inhaled, right? So this typically when you're doing jogging or cycling or walking or jumping rope, you're paying attention to how your body responds to the lack of oxygen, right? And that's a test of being in shape. Anaerobic exercise is exercise of short duration that requires more oxygen than can be inhaled. Sprinting, short swim races. I'm an excellent swimmer. I love to swim. I was a lifeguard for almost 7 years while in college. So physical benefits of exercise improves functioning of the lungs and the circulatory system. It provides the lungs with greater elasticity to breathe in more air. It delays the degenerative changes of aging, increases the production of RBCs in the bone marrow, strengthens the heart muscle, helps maintain normal blood pressure and normal tensives and reduces hypertensive. It results in shorter recovery time from strenuous activity, right? So look up RBCs, look up the normal tensives, right? And look up hypertensive. These are all vocabulary words that I'm going to incorporate into an assignment. So results in a lower resting pulse rate, burns calories, thereby preventing health-related conditions associated with obesity, accelerates the speed and efficiency of food absorption, tones the muscle to improve strength, increases endurance and improves posture, reduces low density in lipoproteins and serum cholesterol, increases high density lipoproteins. Fancy words. Physical fitness, so the ability to do one's work and have energy remaining for recreational activities. This consists of muscular strength, absolute maximum force that a muscle can generate, muscle endurance, the ability to do continuous muscular work, cardiorespiratory endurance, the ability of the circulatory system to supply oxygen to the muscles and remove waste products, right? Flexibility has to do with the ability to move the joints of the body through the fullness range of motion. Body composition is the proportion of lean body mass to the percentage of body fat. Agility is the ability to move with quickness, speed, and balance. Psychological health benefits of exercise: having greater self esteem, being more positively perceived by others, feeling more alert and able, being a better worker, having reduced feelings of depression and anxiety, being better able to manage stress, right? Health benefits of exercise continue. The release of endorphins and dopamine. So endorphins are brain neurotransmitters that decrease pain and produce feelings of well-being. Parasympathetic rebound helps in stress management. People who are extremely well conditioned rebound below their resting heart rate and the catch chloramine levels after exercise. Right? So if exercise results in a minor injury, applying the RICE formula is recommended. RICE stands for rest, ice, compress, and elevate. Exercising continued can enhance cognitive abilities. Moderate to high intensity exercise increases cerebral blood flow. This results in increases of the norepinephrine, serotonin, and endorphins. This may lead to changes in the brain itself or in the brain environment. Benefits of exercise for adults: lower the risk of early death, coronary heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, colon and breast cancer, prevention of weight gain and falls, improved cardiorespiratory and muscular fitness, weight loss, and reduced depression. Principles of exercise: intensity, how hard a person exercises; frequency, how often a person exercises; and the duration, how long a person exercises. All of these can affect your health, right? Or improve on being in shape. Healthy way to exercise: assess your cardiorespiratory fitness by taking the Rockport Fitness Walking Test. Begin each session slowly and gradually. Take warm up and cool down routines seriously. Right? Wear clothing appropriate for the environmental conditions. Drink water. Drink plenty of water before and after exercising. Use proper equipment and check for safety. Recognize signs of overtraining. Avoid competing if it takes the fun out of exercise. Signs of overtraining: unusual soreness in muscles and joints, unusual heaviness in arms and legs, inability to relax, persistent tiredness, unusual loss of appetite and weight, constipation or diarrhea, repeated injury. Okay, this is when you're doing too much. Fall back. All right, take it a little bit light if any of these symptoms happen. Types of exercises for stress reduction: swimming, rope jumping, cycling, walking, jogging, stretching, and weight training. Do all of these in order to reduce stress. Figure 13.3, running correctly. Take time and just notice all of the elements of how to run correctly. Types of stretching: active stretching, holding position by muscular contraction, increases flexibility and strengthens the active muscles. Static stretching, holding a position in a relaxed fashion without muscular contraction. Dynamic stretching consists of functional based exercises that uses sport specific movements to prepare the body for movement. Stretches gradually increase the reach and speed of movement of a body part. This differs from the ballistic stretching. Ballistic stretches trying to force a part of the body beyond its range of motion. Pause figure 13.4 so you can look at dynamic stretches. Exercising the elderly. Exercise can help slow the aging process, Assist the elderly to be independent. Helps maintain balance, thereby lessening the susceptible to falling, excuse me. Enhances wellness and social health when performed with others. Pause figure 13.5 so you can look at the physical activity pyramid. Every day, 5 days a week, 3 days a week to seldom. This concludes lecture number 13. You are welcome, as always, to go back to the beginning of the video or even look at different areas where you missed the point. There's a lot of vocabulary words in this particular chapter. You can look those up. You can take a deeper dive. I like for folks to take full advantage of your education, right? So it's one thing to do the bare minimum when you're completing an assignment or looking at a PowerPoint or a lecture, but when you take control of your education, that means learning more, going a little bit deeper until you just get a full understanding. Not just looking at your notes one time, but looking at your notes frequently in order for that information to go into your long-term memory. This is what it takes. So again, thank y'all for being with me. And I had fun doing this chapter. I will see you on lecture number 14. Take care, folks.